Hello, comadres. Welcome to the Moon Report. I am Marlene, the modern mystic, your resident moon goddess, here with the new moon in Aries. Happy New Year. I know I've been saying it like 3 times now, but you know what? I just feel like this new moon is the new year because for some reason, I think we needed to get through some emotional stuff before we got here to create what it is that this fire that Aries brings, being a fire sign. This fire that Aries brings needs to be felt, right? And needs to be used to transform. But how can we use that fire unless we are clear on what we want? And till now, some aspects have not been allowing us to see through the fog, if you will. So I'm hoping that this new moon is really here to ignite. It promises to bring hope, and it really, really wants to insert drive and motivation into your desires. So let's get started and dismantle some of these messages that are coming through. So with this new moon in Aries, this is really that moon that brings in new beginnings, right? It's really that Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So a lot of new beginning energy around it. And of course, new moons always bring that. But with Aries, it's like extra initiatory cardinal energy. So if there were projects that you have been holding on to, that you have been waiting to move forward, take a look at them in the next few days, because this might be the right time. All of the universe is really supporting new beginnings. So maybe the time to act is now, right? And with that comes new understanding about the self. Aries is about the self. However, I think there's somebody that needs to go on mute, please. For some reason, it's not letting me do it. Thank you. So with this new energy comes understanding about the self. And it comes with that understanding of what are the things that are being reflected back to us as well. Because we understand ourselves fully with not only going inward and, checking in, but also by relating to the world around us. That's what gives us information. That's what allows us to see each other in each other's reflection. So I'm going to be giving you a series of questions that I want you to reflect on during this new moon. And this is the first one. So if you have something to write with, I'll encourage you to maybe jot this down. And if somebody wants to put it in the chat, that would be amazing. So the first question that came up is, how are we building the self to work through all the reflections that we are seeing? This is the time, let me repeat that again. How are we building the self to work through all the reflections we are seeing? This is the time where we are being shown who we are through several reflections. So what are those reflections that are being shown to you? And how are you building towards your character? Think of it as an avatar that you're creating. That is you, the best version of you. Where are you building towards that best version of you? By everything that you are being shown at this time. With Aries, it's about using our instincts. And this is something that we need to apply. Thank you so much, Esther. This is something that we need to apply when we're looking at initiating things, right? Like, we want to be intentional. We don't want to be impulsive. And with Aries and that bursting initiatory cardinal fire that it brings, it's the first sign of the zodiac. It is literally our incarnation, right? The energy of our incarnation. We also can run the risk of being impulsive. You know, I don't know if there's any Aries out here. Happy birthday. Whoop, whoop. Oh, I see Gabby B. I know she's an Aries, and they can tell you, you know, when they feel that spark, they go. And really, this new moon wants you to feel that spark, but it also wants you to take into consideration what is pushing us, what is driving us, what is moving us towards those things that we say we desire. And it's best to connect to our instincts when we want to see what we're going to do next. Look at my Gabby. She's yesing because I know that she's an Aries, and we have been talking about sparking that fire. So where is it that we can apply that fire? Where is it that we can use our instincts so that we can move forward? So connect to the body. When we're talking about Aries, we're talking about the body, that incarnation into the body. So by connecting with the body, that is a sure way of getting to our gut instinct, of getting to our intuition. You know, sometimes when we're looking for answers, we tend to go outside and we'll Google it or read every article or ask every friend. But really, we are being asked to connect inward, to see what those things are based on our instincts. So here is question number 2. Where can you start something new or reignite the spark? Where can you start something new or reignite the spark? And ask the body, ask your avatar this question. Use your breath and move from your mind to your body. And then feel into that question. Because the mantra for Aries is I am. Right? I am. Not I think. I am. So keep that in mind. And when you're looking for answers to these questions, are you coming from that mind space, that mental space, or are you really connecting to what your body is telling you? And maybe something new is as easy as you're going to start juicing. Maybe something new is like your body is like, those supplements you've been wanting to take, it's time to take them. Maybe the body is like, I don't want to wake up at this time anymore. I need to wake up earlier, or I need to wake up later. Excuse me. So don't make it complicated. Usually with the body, it's not. It's usually in the mind that we make it complicated, right? Because that's what it's here to do. That's its job. It is up to us to find the balance between the mind and body, so that we know that we're using our intuition and our instincts, right? So keep all of these things in mind, because what we're trying to do is pretty much embody that character, right? That avatar that we're creating. So here comes question number 3. What does my body need to embody this avatar? Have fun with it. Allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to use your imagination. We have a square that is happening. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Gemini right now with the North Node, but it's squaring Neptune in Pisces. And when I talk about squares, it's about challenges or obstacles. Okay, so this square is asking us to check in with our shadow. By having Mars in Gemini, we're really being presented a lot of options. Maybe you're experimenting with a lot of things at this time. Maybe you're really in your flow, right? But that square to Neptune is creating a fog. And it's asking us to get clear and sober with our decisions. Okay? Check in with the shadow. See where you're resisting. Hi, welcome. If you're jumping on, go ahead and put yourself on mute. Thank you for coming. And we continue with analyzing our shadow to see where we're resisting. Where are we resisting? Maybe sometimes from an unconscious level. Like some of the things you might be conscious of, but when we're dealing with Neptune, we're really tapping into that unconscious. So when we're talking about Neptune in Pisces, there's that element of fantasy and illusion. But we can also use our imagination. So find out on a conscious level if maybe you're telling yourself narratives that are not real anymore, or you're giving yourself, you're feeding illusions. Sometimes it might not be that clear to see. But I was just hearing something really interesting from Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he was saying how our conscious mind is the part of us that is creative. It is the part of us that gives us our present moment. When we're here and we're conscious and we're in the moment, that is our opportunity to create joy, create compassion, create grace, whatever it is we want. The rest of the time, primarily 95% of the time, he said, we're in our subconscious mind. And what does that mean? We're in our habits, we're in our vices, we're in our addictions, we're in the patterns that keep us in certain loops. But by bringing awareness to the conscious mind at every moment, by making an intention to be present, then we really allow ourselves to see how we truly feel, who we really are, and what it is that we really want to create in that moment. We can't, and it's cool how he said, we can't be happy tomorrow. And that really, really resonated with me. The only chance we have to be happy is now. So see where you're resisting being present, being in your embodied avatar. And this is also a great opportunity to transmute and transform. There's aspects of this moon that are in, Pluto is kind of aspecting this moon, encouraging us to move into that shadow self, to move into that place that we are resisting. And it's giving us an opportunity to change. Sometimes it's an uncomfortable transit. Most of the time, Pluto is an uncomfortable transit. But it's really giving us an opportunity to see where we need to change. Unless we were made uncomfortable, we're human. Unless we're made uncomfortable, we don't look there. And Pluto, like it or not, gives us that opportunity. So we invite gratitude into the opportunity of seeing things that we can embody. So our next question is, what is being fully embodied? And when you ask that of yourself, see what immediate words come up without thinking too much, instinctively. Because to be fully embodied, you need courage. To be fully embodied is quite rare. It is quite rare to meet a person who is fully embodying their true self. And when you do meet a person that way, you could feel it in their resonance. And another thing that being fully embodied, it eliminates comparing yourself. When you're fully embodied, there's nothing really to compare to because there only is one you, one unique you. As you think about these things, as you feel into these things, as you imagine these things, you will be given information. And where is that information coming from? Your consciousness, your body, the cells that hold memory in your body. Invite your emotions in, because they're the ones that lead the way. Give us the alarm system. What's feeling good, what's not feeling good. Connecting with these things allows us to really create that avatar in an authentic way, where we can allow those things, those aspects of ourselves that are no longer relevant, really fall away. We're being encouraged to embrace that transformation. And we have been through so much, and we're going to continue to go through so much. It's best that we really get to that connecting with ourselves. It's best that we find out what makes up Marlene, what makes up Beauty, Annette. And not in a hurry up because you're going to miss the boat way, but in a joyful, taking in every moment and learning about who you are and where you stand. I liked the way that one of the astrologers that I listened to put it. Her name is Kate, Coyote Star Astrology. I think her name is Alex from Coyote Star Astrology. And she was talking about personal adornment and how that is the coolest thing about humans, because the way that we adorn ourselves really is how we tell the story out there about how we feel or what we represent, you know, or where our edges are. And it's what makes us all beautiful and unique. And I love the way that she puts that, because how amazing, like how amazing to get the opportunity to get to your post, to get to your role, to fully embody what it is that you came here to do. And then you get to personally adorn yourself with all of that juju and all of that magic. And you get to put it on your body, and you get to let it flow in your hair, and you put the right lipstick on, which I love this lipstick I just got, so natural, you know? And that's why I'm like, you know what? I am going to adorn myself today. An inspiration for you to adorn yourself every day. And it doesn't need to be as elaborate as me today with all these colors. I just decided to get flashy, but in your own personal way that makes you feel you, that makes you feel like the self is present, like you're embodying the day, you're embodying your vision, your mood, whatever it may be that you're celebrating. This is what we're encouraged to do during this new moon, and find new ways that we can do that. New ways that we can show up for ourselves. And if we're being reflected that back through our relationships, our partnerships, our family, watch, be in observance of what you're being reflected. Maybe you're like seeing things and you're like, oh, wow, that'll never be me. But if you're seeing it in your life and it's being shown to you and it's your reflection, does that sound like it never could be you? Why would it even show up in your life? If we are really embracing that we're co-creating with the universe, why are you creating this moment with this person? Think about that. Maybe that's exactly who you're becoming, in a positive, or it could show up in a negative way too, for lack of better words, because all of that is relevant. So consider looking at aspects of yourself that are not fully confident, that are not giving you this vibe that I'm talking about, where you're not showing up in that confident way, where you're embodying all of these powerful things that we're discussing. I invite you to take an honest, graceful, compassionate look at where you're not feeling confident and see what needs to transmute, see what needs to change. See what could help you show up in the way that you want to, or even if you want to. Okay? So move into those powerful spaces. Allow Aries to encourage you with force, with transmutation, with excitement. Aries is a lot of fun, you know, a lot of fun. Creation is beautiful. But how are we harnessing that beauty? And we're allowing ourselves to move into our embodied sovereign self. Because that is what Aries is inspiring you to do. So take this moon magic and apply it in these ways. Take time to reflect on these questions that I have offered you, and really put your intentions out there, comadres. Use this new moon to get clear. Allow the fog to remove itself, or use your elements to help it move on its way. And then set certain things in place that you've been wanting to do. Because really, the time is now. And we're starting a new astrological new year. We're in a new moon. First sign of the zodiac. I mean, if you need support from the universe, you've got it. You've got it. And as always, I'm here to support you on your journey as well. Comadres, I love connecting with you. If any of you are watching this for the first time, we do this every new moon and full moon. And if you are a comadre, you can join us live through Zoom. The link is always on Mighty Networks with plenty of time, or just DM me and I can give you instructions on how to connect with us. So thank you, thank you. Happy New Year again. I love you, comadres. Big, big hug. Take good care. Ciao.